so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that.
Sean Diddy Combs was once known as a rapper, music mogul, and successful entrepreneur. These days, however, he's seen as an alleged sicko, accused of abusing people in horrible ways. Over the past year, Diddy has been in the spotlight for everything but his music and business. Now, he's locked up in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, awaiting trial for sex trafficking charges, as the dark truth about his secret freak-off parties has finally been exposed. Sean Diddy Combs, also known as P. Diddy, has been one of the biggest names in the music world for decades. From starting as a rapper to becoming a business mogul, he seemed to have it all. But behind the fame, the fortune, and the luxurious lifestyle, there was a much darker side to Diddy's life that many people didn't know about. Today, we're diving deep into the disturbing story of Diddy's secret parties, the serious accusations against him, and how his once glamorous life came crashing down. Diddy was born on November 4th, 1969 in Harlem, New York. He didn't have an easy start in life. His father, Melvin Combs, was involved in some shady business and was killed when Diddy was just a baby. His mother, Janice, had to work multiple jobs just to support him. Despite these challenges, Diddy was determined to make something of himself. He attended Howard University, but left before finishing, to pursue his dream of working in the music industry. Diddy's hard work paid off. He started out as an intern at Uptown Records and quickly moved up to become a talent director. He was known for having a great ear for music and played a big role in launching the careers of some of the biggest names in hip-hop, including the notorious B.I.G. In 1993, Diddy founded his own record label, Bad Boy Records, and it became a powerhouse in the industry. His success in music catapulted him into the spotlight, and soon, he wasn't just known as a music executive. He was a celebrity in his own right. As Diddy's fame grew, so did his fortune. He didn't just stick to music. He expanded into fashion, launching his clothing line Sean John, and later into alcohol with his partnership with Ciroc Vodka. By the early 2000s, Diddy was one of the richest people in the entertainment industry, with a net worth of hundreds of millions of dollars. He was living a life of luxury, attending the biggest parties, driving expensive cars, and owning multiple mansions. One of Diddy's most famous events was his all-white party. These were exclusive gatherings where everyone had to wear white, and only the biggest names in the business were invited. Celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, Mariah Carey, and Jay-Z attended these glamorous parties. But, as we would later find out, not all of Diddy's parties were as innocent as they seemed. Behind the scenes, Diddy was hosting secret parties known as freak-off parties. These parties weren't for everyone. They were private, and only certain people were invited. What happened at these parties was shocking. According to reports, these gatherings were filled with illegal activity, including drug use and disturbing sexual acts. These weren't fun, carefree parties. They were abusive. And many people say they were forced to take part against their will. In 2023, the truth began to surface. One of Diddy's ex-girlfriends, Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit against him. She claimed that Diddy forced her to participate in these parties, along with other abusive behavior. But Cassie wasn't the only one. As the investigation continued, more victims came forward with similar stories. Soon, Diddy was facing serious charges, including sex trafficking and creating a criminal enterprise. By 2024, Diddy's glamorous lifestyle was over. He was arrested and taken to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, where he now awaits trial. This jail is notorious. It's been called hell on earth because of the violence, poor conditions, and mistreatment of inmates. For Diddy, who used to live in multi-million-dollar mansions, his new life in a small, cold cell is a harsh reality. Now, Diddy spends 23 hours a day in lockdown. His cell is small, with just a bed, a sink, and a toilet. The mattress is thin and uncomfortable, and the only light comes from a small strip above him. He gets 3 meals a day, but the food is far from gourmet. It's usually cold and sometimes even spoiled. This is a man who used to spend thousands of dollars on a single meal, and now he's eating cold hot dogs and powdered eggs. The investigation into Diddy's crimes is ongoing, and the authorities are uncovering more and more evidence. In March 2024, police searched Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. What they found was shocking: drugs, weapons, and 1,000 bottles of personal lubricant used at the freak-off parties. The scale of the operation was massive, and Diddy had a team of people helping him organize these events. Diddy's team didn't just help him throw parties, they helped him control the people who attended. Reports say that the women who were invited were often forced to take part in sexual acts. Diddy used drugs and threats to keep them in line, and his team made sure everything ran smoothly. They booked hotel rooms, supplied drugs, and even cleaned up after the parties. Many victims say they were afraid to speak out because Diddy had so much power. He used violence and threats to keep them silent. Some of the women were even videotaped during the parties, and Diddy used these videos as blackmail. He told them that if they didn't do what he wanted, he would release the footage and ruin their lives. These tapes are now part of the investigation, and authorities are working to uncover the full extent of Diddy's crimes. As Diddy awaits trial, his legal team is fighting to clear his name. They have tried to get him released on bail, offering $50 million, but the judge denied their request. The judge knows that if Diddy is released, there's a good chance he could flee the country. For now, Diddy remains locked up in Brooklyn, and his once bright future is looking very uncertain. The investigation is far from over. More and more people are coming forward with stories about what happened at Diddy's parties. Some of the victims were just teenagers when they were forced to participate, and the emotional and physical toll has left lasting scars. For many, Diddy was a powerful figure who seemed untouchable, but now the truth is starting to come out. So what's next for Diddy? He's facing multiple charges, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and abuse. If found guilty, he could spend the rest of his life in prison.